All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are going to tackle a huge one, a challenge that, let's be honest, pretty much everyone faces when they're starting out. How do you write a cover letter that actually wins people over when you feel like you have zero experience? This is for all of you, but especially for you first-year students looking to make that first big move.
So, picture this. You're scrolling online and you find it, the perfect internship, the dream first job. But then that little voice in your head kicks in, reminding you that you're probably up against dozens, maybe even hundreds of other people. So, how in the world do you get a hiring manager to stop scrolling and actually notice you?
Well, here's the first thing to get your head around. Your resume is super important, don't get me wrong, but it's really just a list of facts. It's the what and the where. And when you're just starting your career, that list can feel, well, a little short. It doesn't capture your drive, your personality, or your potential.
And that, my friends, is where the cover letter comes in. It is your absolute secret weapon. This isn't about repeating those facts. Oh no, it's about weaving them into a story. This is your one chance to connect the dots for someone and tell them the story of why you, yes, you, are the person they've been looking for.
Okay, so where do you even begin? A killer cover letter doesn't just appear out of thin air. You've got to build it on a solid foundation. So let's talk about how to turn that scary, blinking cursor on a blank page into a bold statement they can't ignore.
The whole process really breaks down into 4 key steps. First, you got to do your research. Then you structure your story. You grab their attention right from the start, and you finish strong. Now, for our purposes, we're really going to zero in on the parts that are most critical when you feel like you're starting from scratch, beginning with that all-important first step, research.
Now listen, this is the one step that so many people just skip, and it's such a mistake. Research isn't just a quick Google search to find the hiring manager's name. It's about digging in and really understanding what a company is all about, their mission, their values. Why? Because then you can show them you don't just want any job, you want this job. Once you know what they care about, you can show them how you fit in.
And that leads us perfectly into what I think is the most important part of this whole explainer, especially for anyone feeling that no experience anxiety. We're going to talk about transferable skills and how to see that your background is way, way more valuable than you think it is.
You know that feeling, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you read a job description and just think, I haven't done any of this. Well, I want you to just take that thought for a minute and just kind of push it to the side, because we are about to completely flip the script on how you look at your own life experiences.
And check this out. This slide shows it perfectly. On the left, you see what we think of as traditional experience. But look at the right. That's probably your experience. You led a class project? That's not just a school assignment. That's leadership and project management. Organized a charity event? Hello, event planning and marketing. Managed a club budget? That is financial acumen right there. You see? The trick isn't to describe the activity. It's to highlight the skill you use to do it.
So where are these hidden gems? Honestly, they're everywhere. You just have to know how to look. That brutal research paper you wrote for that one class, that shows your analytical skills. Part of a sports team? That's teamwork and discipline. Volunteering? Initiative and community-mindedness. Heck, even a part-time job scooping ice cream shows you have customer service skills and can handle money. It all counts, I promise.
All right, lightning round time. Let's blast through some super important do's and don'ts. These are the quick tips that'll make sure your letter lands with maximum impact and you don't fall into any common traps.
First up, the biggest don't. Please, whatever you do, do not use a generic cookie-cutter template. Anything that starts with, "to whom it may concern," just screams, "I couldn't be bothered." It is the fastest ticket to the trash folder.
Instead, what you absolutely do is tailor every single letter. This is where your research pays off. Mention a specific project the company worked on that you admire. Connect one of your skills directly to a keyword you saw in their job description. This proves you're not just spamming applications, you're genuinely excited about this opportunity. Okay, another big one. Don't just turn the bullet points from your resume into full sentences. I mean, think about it. The hiring manager already has your resume. They don't need to read the same information twice. It's a total wasted opportunity.
So, what do you do instead? You create that awesome narrative we were talking about. Pick 1 or 2 of your best experiences and tell a little story. Here was the challenge, here's what I did to solve it, and here was the great result. You're showing them your skills in action, not just telling them you have them.
We're in the home stretch. You've done your research, you've found your best transferable skills, you've written a compelling story. But we're not quite done. Now comes the final, absolutely crucial step, the polish. You can't let one tiny mistake sabotage all your amazing work. Because, I'm not kidding, that's all it takes. Just one. One typo, one grammatical error, and suddenly, you look careless. All that effort to look professional can fall flat in an instant.
So, you need a system. Here's a super simple but really powerful checklist. First, read your letter out loud. I know it feels weird, but your ears will catch awkward phrasing that your eyes just skim over. Second, get a fresh pair of eyes on it. A friend, a parent, a career advisor, anyone. They'll see things you've gone blind to. Third, of course, use a grammar and spell checker, but think of it as an assistant, not the boss. Don't just blindly accept every suggestion. And finally, my personal favorite tip, walk away. Go do something else for an hour. When you come back and reread it, you will be amazed what you suddenly notice.
Now, it's really important to keep this in mind. You might not land the very first job you apply for. And you know what? That is completely okay. Think of the job search as a journey. Every single cover letter you write is practice, and you will get better and better each time. So don't you dare get discouraged.
So when you boil it all down, your cover letter is so much more than just a boring formality. It's your platform. It's where you get to show off your skills, your genuine passion for the work, and your dedication to doing things right. It's your story waiting to be told.
That dream job, that perfect internship, it is out there waiting for you. And now you have the tools to go out and make one heck of an introduction. So the only real question left is, what story are you going to tell?